Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the City of Griffin Board of Commissioners, January 9th, 2024. We'll open with Commissioner Roddy McCord leading the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by Commissioner Truman Tinsley III leading our invocation. Please join us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Most gracious Heavenly Father, we're here today to ask for your blessings and guidance in the performance of our duties as elected officials. We pray for strength, love, knowledge, and understanding. Help us to recognize and solve the problems that are presented. Make our solutions fair and just to the best interest of everyone. Help us to overcome our shortcomings and keep us united as a team to work for the betterment of the city and its people. We pray in your name. Amen.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone, and Happy New Year. We'd like to welcome our two new members, Commissioner Rose Curtis, Commissioner Brad Wright. God bless y'all, and glad to have you on board with us for the next 4 years. The first item is to approve the agenda as presented. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Commissioner Tinsley with motion, Commissioner Murray with Tinsley with first, Murray with the second. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. Agenda is approved. Special orders of business. Appointment by Mayor Holberg of Mayor Pro Tem Vice Chairman for calendar year 2024. For this year, we will be appointing Ms. Cynthia Reed. Welcome. Thank you. And Commissioner Tinsley, thank you for your service this past year. You're most welcome. Thank you. Moving into presentation delegation, we're going to recognize Laura Gallman, Customer Service Representative 2, as the December 23 Strongest Link in the Chain Award recipient. Customer Service Manager Rita Bagwell will address. Welcome, Rita.
Hello, Laura.
And in this case, it was a job well done from that was actually from a customer that wrote a email about her experience with Ms. Gallman. Customer service can be defined as the ability to assist your customer to the best of your ability and to take the opportunity to build a rapport with the customer. Laura does that with each customer that she assists. She's received numerous accolades from her customers that define excellent customer service. These cards that we collect are just from Ms. Gallman. Some of the accolades that are mentioned on here is that she's very professional, knows her job. She's kind, polite, helpful. She's gone over and beyond to assist me during difficult times. She's had an awesome attitude and she does her job well. She's patient with us, has the sweetest disposition. And the moment I walked in, I was greeted with a smile and immediate service. If everyone was like, and these are comments from customers, if everyone was like her, this world would be a wonderful place. You're a God gift to customer service. When I became customer service manager, when I sat in my interview, I was with Dr. Keller, one of the hardest interviews I've ever been in, and have worked since I was 15 years old. That was only 10 years ago. But Mr. Keller, Dr. Keller, said to me, "What's your number one task that you challenge yourself?" And I said, it's going to be to bring up the morale and customer service. Our morale, our customer service go hand in hand. And he said, in the words that I can repeat, you can read everything positive. You can put everything on your wall from anywhere from Joyce Meyer to all of the positive books that we have. He said, but if you don't put it into play, it's worth nothing. And he took a piece of paper and he put it down and he said, good luck with that. And so for the past 7 years, that's what I have done as a manager, trying to instill that into my team. They're not my folks. They're not my employees. They're my team. And together, our team services the customers in this community. Some of the things that Ms. Gallman has on her wall, the first one was, be the person who makes others feel special. Be known for your kindness and your grace. Another one, how you make others feel says a lot about who you are. Leave them with a smile, a hug, and a kind thought. And that one has Winnie the Pooh. We know that stands in the top 10. And the last one is be nice. We're all battling something. And I end that with, we're all on the same team. Ms. Creepy was not able to be here today, and I hope I pronounced her last name correctly, but this is the email that she wrote, wanting Ms. Gallman recognized, not just for the customer service that we're required to do by our job duties, it's the extra pieces that she does for every customer. From the moment I was called into her office, Ms. Gallman greeted me with a warm smile and a friendly demeanor. She was attentive to my needs, took the time to understand my situation. I also had an opportunity to read the posters on her wall. Those are the ones I just showed you. They were supportive, compassionate, and relatable. And I think that's what hit me the most was relatable. They include statements such as treating others the way you would like to be treated, be kind to others because everyone's going through something. After my visit, I sat waiting for 15 minutes to speak to you as her supervisor. Ms. Gallman took the initiative to stop and ask me if there was anything else as she was ending her workday and headed home. So she stopped after she clocked out to make sure this lady was still assisted before she left. She said, I was truly impressed by Ms. Gallman's professionalism, her dedication, and commitment to providing excellent customer service. Her compassionate efforts made my visit a truly pleasant and memorable one. Ms. Gallman is an invaluable asset to your team and a true reflection of your company's commitment to customer service satisfaction. I want to commend Ms. Gallman for her outstanding performance and recommend her recognition. With those things said, I end with customer service is not just for those who work in customer service. It takes every one of us as City of Griffin employees. It's what each link in the chain should represent. That's why Laura Gallman has earned this recognition so heartily for the strongest link in the chain for December of 2023. Thank you all.
Thank you, Rita. And Ms. Gallman, the one word that comes to mind when I think about this right up on you is initiative. When an employee takes initiative to go out of their way to make a difference, it's contagious. And I just want to thank you for the service you give to our community. That was very inspirational. If you'd like to say a few words, feel free to do so.
Oh, I really don't want to say anything. I just want to say thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for those that supported me, those that are here, my family, my coworkers, my supervisors, to Miss Lorraine who couldn't be here. Thank you for all the kind words, and it truly is an honor to receive this because I don't feel like I deserve it. So thank you.
Is your family here?
My children and my grandsons are
Would you like
here.
to recognize them? They
Yes.
could stand up. And
Thank you.
thank you. Next is review financial reports for November 23. Finance Director Deborah Manning Gilbert will address. Good evening and welcome. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We're gonna look at November financials this evening. We're 5 months into the fiscal year, which is 41%. Our total operating revenue is 58.8 million, which is 43.5% of our projections. Our total operating expenses are 51.3 million, which is 31.9% of our projected operating expenses for the year. Our local option sales tax collected is $2,355,471, which is 44.4% of our projections. And our T-Splosh collected is $1,885,619, which is 50.5% of our projections for the year.
And I saw the tax commissioner coming in after January 1 and brought a check. I think it was a little over $2 million. Was that? So do you have a total at this point on total property tax collected?
I don't, but I can get one for you.
Are there any questions from either board member?
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Moving into citizen comments. At this time, the mayor opens the floor for comments from the audience. Comments should relate to a specific agenda item not listed on the agenda for a public hearing or to a concern within the jurisdiction of the city. Commission meetings serve the purpose of conducting city business and are not a forum for the unlimited expression of opinion. The mayor reserves the right to limit comments to matters germane to city business and may refer speakers to the city manager or other staff for resolution. With that being said, is there anybody on my left side like to come before the board? Yes, sir, Mr. Sullins. You can please state your name and address for the record.
Robert Sullins, 1133 Pine Valley Road. I think y'all, well, two of y'all aren't familiar with me, but most of y'all are. I think this is the fourth or fifth time I've been here to report sewage overflows in my yard. The sewage department decided to bolt down my manholes, thinking that would stop it. The water pressure was great enough to actually break the neck of the manhole cover. So now it's just gurgling out of the ground. So now I get to have tractors and front end loaders to dig the whole thing up and repair it and everything. So very happy about that. It's the 12th overflow in 5 years. I've asked y'all to please stop any new building permits on this sewage line until it is corrected. That has not happened. Another 40 houses over the past 3 years have been added in Crescent Village. The overflow, y'all are welcome to come to my backyard and see what it looks like, see what it smells like. 20 years ago, I signed a new easement with y'all for this sewage line. When I was requested of an easement, they said they were going to put in an 18-inch sewage line. When I look at the actual engineering plans, they said they put in a 15-inch sewage line. When I look at what y'all are going to look at later today, they're 12 inches. So if you look at the request for tonight, everything's on 12-inch lines. So I don't know what I have in my backyard. It's inadequate. It's been inadequate ever since Crescent Village started. And if this was happening to y'all, if a private business was doing this to a piece of property on the city of Griffin, they would have to shut their doors down or correct. But this is 5 years now. And now I'm understanding we're going to spend $362,000 on a study. And according to the study, things will start going out to bid in 3 quarters, construction through Q3 25. Then it'll be completed Q4 25. So anytime we get a rain like we had today, this is what I get to look forward to. And I just asked for a moratorium on any building permits until this is correct. I think it's a simple request. I've made it 4 times, but thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stone. Is there anybody else on my left side like to come before the board? Name, if you'd like to address.
Dr. Yashonda Jones. I'm not giving my address.
Thank
I'm here about concerns that we emailed the commissioners on back in December of last year about diversity and inclusion concerns with upcoming board, committee, and council appointments. And I want to read the actual email into the record. It said, "Greetings, commissioners. I am writing this email on behalf of our Citizens Diversity and Inclusion Council and the community. We are aware that the nominations have opened for board, committee, and council appointments. As previously stated, we are concerned about the disregard for diversity and inclusion, which has been reflected in years past of previous appointments. As the city of Griffin strives to become a certified city of diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging through the Georgia Municipal Association, we would request that our commissioners hold themselves to the DEIB resolution that was recently adopted and submitted to GMA. Before making the decisions for these appointments this coming January 2024, we would ask the commissioners to provide answers to the questions below that we can share with the community. Number one, do you feel that the diverse citizen population of Griffin is represented in the appointed boards, committees, and councils? Number two, are there underrepresented districts when decisions or recommendations are made by these appointed boards, committees, and councils? Number three, do you plan to address gaps in underrepresented districts and/or citizen demographic groups? How? What kind of help is needed in this area? Number four, how do the appointed boards, committees, and councils engage with the citizens that they represent? Do you feel their methods are effective? Do you have ideas for improvement? What kind of help is needed in this area? Number five, is there a backlog of interested candidates to be appointed as members? Number six, are there diversity criteria that factors into the decision to appoint members of these appointed boards, committees, and councils? We did not receive a response to that email except from Commissioner McCord, and we do thank you for responding and addressing those issues. I resubmitted that same email on January 8th and stated, "Good afternoon. I am resending this email below as our Citizens Diversity and Inclusion Council did not receive a response from any of the commissioners to the email that was submitted on December 6, 2023. We would appreciate an immediate response since a month has passed. I have included the newly elected commissioners on this email as well." Mayor Holberg responded, "Good afternoon, Dr. Jones. Our board accepts nominations from the community until 12 noon, the Friday before the first meeting in January. I believe the nominations submitted this year bring a diverse representation from the community. You may review the 1/9/24 agenda packet for this year's applicants." I responded back, "Good afternoon, Mayor Holberg. We have already reviewed the agenda packet. We would appreciate you answering the 6 questions in their entirety that were submitted in the prior email on December 6th. In case you missed them, please see below." In the response that we received from Mayor Holberg, "Dr. Jones, based on the nominations submitted this year, I consider this to be a diverse group of interests from citizens in our hometown. The names that are submitted are who we consider. There is no backlog because each year requires a new nomination by appointment or position. Each position has criteria based on the board's authorities and bylaws." I responded, "Mayor Holberg, thank you for your response. Although we feel that your responses do not thoroughly address our concerns within the questions that were asked in question number 4, how do the appointed boards, committees, and councils engage with the citizens that they represent? Do you feel their methods are effective? Do you have ideas for improvement, and what kind of help is needed in this area?" Was not addressed at all in your response. Additionally, these questions were directed to all the commissioners as they all serve different districts, and we would like to hear from them as well. So I am here again to address those concerns. And I am speaking from experience. I was appointed to the Historic Preservation Commission last year for a 1-year term to serve out someone else's term. Someone else was appointed to a 3-year term. That person that was appointed to the 3-year term has not been responding to any emails from the administrative staff at the city of Griffin, has not shown up to any meetings that we've had. And as a result, we have had applicants who were not able to have their needs met because we were not able to meet and discuss those issues. However, in looking at the nomination forms and appointments for this particular meeting, there is no discussion whatsoever about how this person should be removed and someone else should be allowed to replace them. And I think that is a failure of governance because we have someone that is holding a spot where a real concerned citizen could be sitting in that spot and actually be able to give their input and feedback to help our community. One other thing I would like to address. We understand that the city is looking to become a certified city of diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. But based on the lack of response and the lack of taking these issues seriously, our Citizens Diversity and Inclusion Council is fully prepared to submit a letter and petition to Ms. Alexandra Campos Castillo at GMA in order to say that we do not believe that the city deserves this designation. Switching to another topic, I'm also here to talk about one of our citizens that received a $5,200 utility bill. We have had discussions with the city about this issue, and the city fully is aware that this has been the landlord's fault for a leak that has not been fixed. As a result of this $5,200 utility bill, we have a young woman and her children whose utilities were cut off in the dead of winter, and they are now homeless as a result because they cannot stay in their apartment. I had citizens to send emails and to make phone calls to Mayor Holberg, and we have not received a response on to what you think should be done about this issue. We've had many discussions with the city. We know that the city has updated their utility policy, but at what point do you hold these slumlords responsible and stop allowing your citizens to suffer through situations like this? Because it's unacceptable. And we need to find a solution. And that is all my time. Thank you.
Is there anybody else on my left side like to come on board? Good evening, welcome. Name and address for the record, please, sir.
First of all, Happy New Year. And thank y'all for that wonderful return greeting. Said Happy New Year.
Oh, okay. So Happy New Year, sir.
My name is Shahir B. I live at 820 Pamela Drive in Griffin, Georgia. I have two concerns. The first one I'm going to, because of the time limitation, I'm going to merely say what Dr. Yeshonda Jones just said. I'm going to end it with that. But my second concern is concern that I'm praying. I've been praying that you commissioners and the city manager really listen to this, because this is very important. What do you want to say? Just think about it. If you do nothing else, go home and at least think on this hiring of the new police chief. Evidently, no one has learned from at least the last two, it may have been three, hiring a police chief from another place, not from the current police force that we have in place here in the city of Griffin. That's not a good idea for anything but in sports. And Griffin is not, this police chief is not a sport. This is a real, true situation that needs to be addressed truly. Now, I know the commissioners are going to say, so let me kill that already, are going to say, we don't hire the chief. No, you don't. But how many of you, and you don't have, I mean, I'm not looking for an answer. How many of you have gone to the city manager and expressed concerns about hiring a chief from somewhere else, not even from the city of Griffin? And I want to say I personally have nothing against the chief that you just hired, but she would have to be Wonder Woman, Superwoman, and the Mary Mother of Jesus to come and tackle these issues that we're facing with here in Griffin. And I don't think she's none of those. I think that you have said that the reason that you are placing police in certain parts of the track is because of the high crime area. Well, this has been going on, and I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and say 20 years, and nothing has changed. So I'm assuming that you are looking at these crime areas as still existing. They haven't gone away. So if something has been there for 20 years or more and haven't gone away, and you still doing the same thing, I'll let you give me the definition of that. But we have people that work on that police force that I know that could end these problems just about overnight, but you're not giving them a chance. You're not even thinking about giving them a chance. So how do you think these things are going to get straightened up if you're not giving the right person a chance? At least give them the chance where you can say, well, we gave them a chance and they didn't work out. But you won't even do that. You allowing the same thing that's over and over that's not being beneficial. We end up with the same results. The person end up getting out of here and without clearing up the situation that we'll face. Now, Griffin, do y'all think the problem's gonna get better? Well, if you do, I'm here tonight to tell you it's not. It's not gonna get better doing the same thing. We have to change, we have to make some changes. And it's a shame that I have to stand before you and say these things because you should already know that. You're responsible. And I said this over and over and over again. At the organizational chart, and if any of you don't know what the organizational chart is, I'm speaking to the citizens behind me. Go to the city website. They have an organizational chart, and at the top of that chart is the citizen at the very top. But nobody acts like the citizens are on top of that chart. As a matter of fact, where I see it is like the citizen stands at the bottom of the chart. We got to fix that. And I come here with no ill will for nobody. I don't have no hard feeling for nobody. And God is my witness on that. But somebody got to say it. Somebody got to say it because evidently nobody's getting it. All it takes is 4 commissioners to get with the city manager. I learned a long time ago it takes 4 votes. Give it to city manager and say, look, we give something else a try. This is not working. It have not worked. And for us to think it's going to work in the future, and then we're throwing somebody under the bus to put in place, which we was told that she did not want the job, she would not take the job. So you tell me, is that a truth? And now she got the job. So you tell me if that was truth or a lie. I won't say either way. You tell me. So I'm hoping and praying that we do the right thing, because I'm gonna leave you all with this. The very nature of wrong and lies is self-destruction. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Mr. Bailey. Good evening, welcome. Name and address for the record, please.
Good evening. My name is Wanda Zellers, and I'm a resident of Griffin, Spalding County. I live at 192 Conley Place. I would like to address the issue of the chief of police. I'm a resident of Griffin, Spalding County. I am also gainfully employed with Griffin, Spalding County School System. I enjoy working for the city. I love my job. I was raised and I grew up in Griffin, Spalding County. I want to know why Captain Daniel was not considered for this position. I feel that you all owe the constituents of Griffin, Spalding County a reason why this person was not considered for this position. I feel that Captain Daniel was qualified. He has earned the right to be in this position. I feel like he knows the position and nothing has been given to him. He has earned everything that he has. Griffin Police Department sent him to the universities that he attended to prepare him for this position. And I feel that the city manager, the commissioners, you all have failed your constituents. As we look around the city of Griffin and we look at the crime rates, we look at the things that are happening within the city, and we want to know why. The things that are happening within the city affects our children. I see it in the school system every single day. It affects the older adults in this community. I see that every day. Why didn't we choose someone that knows the community, that has worked within this department in every aspect, that is a viable, honest, dependable, humble person? Why didn't we choose this person? I feel like we have to search our hearts and know why. I cannot, for the life of me, understand how each and every one of you can rise each day and come into these positions with your decisions that you have made. Because the decisions that you make, I say again, affects the community, it affects the constituents, it affects the children, it affects the older adults in this community, and it affects our way of living. I was law enforcement for over 26 years. Griffin, Fulton County, and Clayton County. And I know what it means to move up through the ranks of law enforcement. I know what it means to love your position and do your job well. I know what it means to prepare yourself for the role of a law enforcement officer. And I say again, I cannot for the life of me why Captain Daniel has been overlooked so many times on this position. And I can only come to one conclusion, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I only can come to one conclusion. And that is maybe he's a threat because he is humble. He is honest. Maybe he's a threat because he's his own man. He thinks for himself. Maybe he's a threat because he's an educated Black man. Maybe he's just a threat to some of the commissioners, to the city manager. Maybe that's why he wasn't chosen. And I do believe in my heart that Captain Daniel, it doesn't matter to him anymore whether he's chosen for this position. He still gets up every single morning, walks into his position at the Griffin Police Department, does his job to the best of his ability. He's not leaving. He's going to continue to get up every single day and do his job to serve and protect the citizens of the city of Griffin, no matter what. I wanted to speak today just for him because I know him very well. He's my brother. We were raised by good people. We were raised by people that taught us to fight for what we believed in and stand for what we thought was wrong. We were raised by those people in Pine Tree Subdivision, Raymond Head, Philip Head, Mr. McGee. We were raised by those people in that community of educators, teachers, and doctors to stand up for what was right and stand up for what you believe in. And my brother has done just that. And he will continue to get up every morning and serve the citizens of Griffin, no matter what's thrown at him, no matter what's said about him, because he is an honest, humble, caring man. Thank you.
Thank you, Solomon. Is there anybody else on my left side like to come before? Anybody else on my left side?
Yeah.
Anybody on my right side like to come before the board? Please come forward. Welcome. Name and address for the record, please.
Good evening. My name is Ray Hobbs Muhammad. Address is 1143 Spring Creek Circle, Griffin, Georgia, 30223. Let me say before I even get started to our two new commissioners, Commissioner Wright, my sister, Commissioner Rose, is happening. The winds of change is taking place here in the city. I am so thankful that that's taken place. With that being said, all I can say, really, they've said everything I wanted to say. You understand? I'll only summarize by saying, we're going to have to do better, Mr. Mayor. Dr. Jones hit on diversity like you would not believe. When you got a city that has 11 departments, and out of the 11 departments that we have, how many of those departments are headed by a person of color? 11 departments. We can't find one person that looks like me, that looks like them, so that the people that look like me can truly believe that the government is for all people. You say one Griffin, but if you look at the leadership in this one Griffin, it reflects one demographic, Caucasians. Now I have not, let me be very clear with you. If all of the Caucasians was doing what they need to be doing as relates to my side of town, you wouldn't have a problem with me, because it has nothing to do with the color of your skin, but how effective you are with helping the people on the other side of the tracks. We have 3 commissioners, 2 been here for decades. And if I was to give a scathing report card, then I would have to give them both an F for what they have not done for their district.
You'll please address your comments to the board.
I am addressing it to the board. Every now and then I like to look at the people.
No, in terms of singling out certain commissions, please address your comments to the board.
Okay, District 1, District 2, Mr. Mayor. District 1, District 6, and Mr. Mayor. My thing about this right here is we can no longer as a city say that we are for the people, and then people that look like me don't believe that. Did you hear the chorus? Did you hear what everybody came up here and said? If you was not listening to them, they say diversity. I say black. I'm gonna call a spade, because if black people make up 54% of this city here, and then your police department does not reflect the demographics of the people to whom they are policing, you got a problem there. So what that means, one, we're not recruiting or paying enough African Americans to service the population majority, because black people are not the minority population in this city. And when we wake up and realize that we're not the minority and the majority, then we can change the dichotomy of this city here. Now, I have met with the city manager. I have met with you, Mr. Mayor. I've met with our new commissioner, Commissioner Curtis. We're going to have to get a 2024. I'm going to tell you outright, it's going to be some changes the way we conduct business up here, or what is conducted out there. You'll see something you have never seen. That's not a threat, that's a promise. Our people, what you have allowed to happen is a volcano that has been sleeping a long time. We're tired of it now, Mr. Mayor. We want somebody that looks like us. So my little brother here, these are the black children, can see that somebody looks like them in leadership. And if those that look like them in leadership are not even concerned about even calling a town hall meeting to address the concerns of the people in their district, Mr. Mayor, I don't understand that. I don't understand how those of you who are leading us, not be concerned enough about us to tell us what decisions y'all make behind closed doors that affects us. So I close with this right here, with a warning, really, that the city is not going to continue to go like this. We're going to have to get some diversity in this city. Fulton County got it. Clay County got it. Henry County got it. Black sheriff in Henry County. You understand? Black mayor in Jonesboro, Georgia. You understand? Why can't we, who make up 54% of the population, just reflect the people that live in the city and pay taxes? The same amount of taxes that y'all pay, we pay too. But we don't get the same services rendered to this side of the tracks that this side of the tracks get, and that's a travesty. And we're going to have to find some kind of way to rectify this problem. So I'm going to give you an assignment, Mr. Board of Commissioners, Mr. Mayor, come up with some viable solutions, or you will have the city, the community to do that. And I'm going to quote my brother, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., that all y'all love to quote this time of year. He said, when leadership does not listen to the people, then riot becomes the voice of the people. Dr. King, nonviolent Dr. King. Because if you don't want to hear our peaceful cries, if you don't want to hear these, like Dr. LaShonda Jones, Imam B.R., and the others that came up to you, and we've been telling you, this chorus have been sounding for I'm here so I can't cuss, too long. And at some point, I'm begging you, I meet with the streets a lot. I'm begging y'all, as loud as I can, to get a handle on this, or you're going to force us to take charge of something that we don't even, it's not in our job description to do. But when you keep pushing us in a corner like you're doing, y'all who's sitting up here, the city manager makes all the decisions. With y'all counsel, I guess. She hires, she fires, she promotes. She got to get a little bit more color in her and see the needs of the people, or we will force your hand. And I close on that.
Thank you, Mr. Robert. Is there anybody else on my right like to come before the board? Anybody else in the room would like to come to the board? Thank you all for expressing your opinion. All right, we have a public hearing. Public hearings are conducted to allow public comments on specific advertised issues, such as rezoning, ordinance, policy development, operating budgets, and other legislative actions to be considered by the city commission. Item 4 is to receive comments regarding proposed expansion of the Downtown Development Authority's boundaries to include the parcels from the state's opportunity zone. Downtown Development Authority Chairman Bruce Ballard and Economic Development Director Jeremy Stratton will address. Do we have to have a pro and a con sheet sign up on this one? Okay. So if anybody wants to speak on this matter, there is a sign up sheet over there, but this time Mr. Bruce Ballard and Jeremy Stratton are going to do a presentation of expanding the DDA district. Good evening, sir, and welcome.
Thank you, Mayor, City Commissioners. Thank you for allowing us to come before you tonight to discuss this matter with the DDA. We have come to you on a number of occasions before to expand the district. This time we come before you again on an area that we feel has very little consideration as far as concerns. In the past, we were kind of making up some areas, working on some areas, so there were some questions involved. This one we have looked at carefully, and we had determined that it also coincided with the DCA opportunity zone that was already established. We worked with Mr. Haynes and GIS director to make sure that what we looked at did correspond with that and what was presented to the DDA board for their review and approval, and now is being presented today, does mimic that. But basically it takes the extension from along the city lines on out Experiment Street out to the UGA campus, the corner of the UGA campus there at Ellis Road, and it considers the commercial corridor there, the commercial buildings. You got the railroad and a few structures along the northeast side, east side, and then of course along the west, you got a number of other facilities there. But we've often talked about the importance of having good avenues coming into the city, making those areas, tying the areas together, such as from the city to the UGA campus, try to make those better. And so with that, being in the opportunity zone, and if we are able to expand it for the DDA, it will allow us some additional funding mechanisms that we can work and help to be a conduit for through the DDA to help encourage some further development and improvements along that corridor. So we feel this it could really help us out in the long run.
Are there any questions from board members in regards to this? Thank you, sir. This is a public hearing. Is there anybody at this time that'd like to come for the board that has signed up? Yes, please come forward. And you've signed the sheet? Okay, thank you. Give your name, address for the record, please, Mr. Lewis.
Yes, my name is Michael Liss, and I live at 1590 Carver Road, Griffin, Georgia. And Honorable Mayor, City Commission, City Manager, citizens, thank you for your time. Sure, it's LISS. I'm one of the owners of Three Bulls Capital, a local real estate investment and development company. And we have a Milltown revitalization strategy. I'm a former banker and moved to Griffin in 2016. And we have been really involved in our efforts to provide new investment into areas that have been underserved in the past. I've been involved since 1989 in revitalization efforts in urban areas in the city of Atlanta and now here in Griffin, I think since 1989. Along with other local investment firms, my company is working tirelessly to bring Griffin back to some of the greatness that it once was and to rebuild community and to preserve the history of the Milltown roots while providing community-driven investment along the way. We see enormous opportunity to provide better quality housing for working class families and to create more homeowners through our nonprofit as well. In addition, we recognize that in order to have a strong community, we have to have commercial areas that are surrounding those that are serving previously underserved areas. And so this corridor along Experiment Street, we believe is absolutely essential, as Bruce mentioned, to linking the University of Georgia and the downtown Griffin area. There are, as you know, there's been a proposed walking biking path to provide this connectivity. Also, there's quite a large sum of blighted buildings, probably the largest collection in the city lie along the Experiment Street corridor, including the Rex Theater, which is an important part of history to the city. The Easy Shop, known for the best cut meats in the city. And also the Thomaston Mill, which I know is a contemplated $20 million plus project. Our building, which is along that, is right next to the Easy Shop. We purchased, we proposed the name The Experiment. We strongly believe that we need more gathering places, more food and retail along this stretch to serve a very underserved community in terms of retail. And this is, I know our project in particular, I consider to be a tipping point project for others, such as the Thomaston Mill redevelopment and others. I think it's probably one of the busiest commercial corridors in the city beyond 1941 Taylor Street. And I think really expanding the DDA area to this corridor will really help to reinvigorate the area. We envision a restaurant, a coffee shop, and a gathering, places where the community can come together and get to know each other. Also, we think that by dedicating this as part of the expanded DDA, will encourage other investors to follow along suit. We're willing to take some significant risk being a first mover in the area. And we think that adding this to the DDA would be significant boost to the area in terms of revitalization. So I want to thank you in consideration of vote in favor and adding Experiment Street corridor to the DDA. Thank you.
Is there anybody else in the audience like to come forward with the board? And when you get done, Dr. Jones, if you could please sign the sheet.
Yeah, I didn't know about.
Yes, ma'am, you're fine. Thank you. You're good.
Yes, I would like to speak and lovely comments and presentation, but I always feel there are unintended consequences when we have these certain types of developments. We've had this conversation before. We're not against progress. I think we can all agree on that. However, we must make sure that we're talking about revitalization. We're not talking about people being displaced. One of my biggest concerns in regards to this proposal, as well as what was discussed for the strategic plan update, is we do not have any type of emergency housing. When we talk about these different types of developments, there are people that live over there. I was born and raised on the west side. Still go to the Easy Shop, have a great relationship with Steve. He's very heavily involved in the community. I'm thinking about those people. I'm thinking about those people in that particular community because I know them. I was raised with them. There are a lot of elderly people that live there. What happens to them? So far, that question is never answered. If you're going to do these different type of developments, if you're going to have a situation where eminent domain is exercised to acquire properties, what happens to those residents? And until we have some type of plan, some type of solution for that, I don't feel like community members can be on board with these types of situations. I just don't. We need to take the business factor out of it and put the human factor in there, because that's not what we've been doing. So I do want you to take that into consideration when you're making these decisions. Thank you.
Thank you. And this is a public hearing. Is there anybody else in the audience like to say a comment for or against? Or just have a question? Or anything else? Okay. Thank you. Valid. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Is there someone in the back that wanted to come forward? Yes. And Jeremy, if you can get the sign up sheet.
Good evening. Happy New Year. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
My name is Tina Marie Marston, on Kentucky Avenue in Griffin, Georgia. I just have a question in regards to when he was kind of explaining the details of what the proposal is. Oh, can you hear me? Okay, sorry. I just have some questions about the proposal. You mentioned for housing. Is that home ownership or is that rental properties?
This is this is a question. I mean, this is just a statement. So
Green
if
pastures?
you'd like to make a statement about, this is the, I don't know.
Oh,
if
no,
it's
you
shown
said
on the
that we
map,
had
but
a-
it's the extension on the commercial section of Experiment Street. It's adding to the existing DDA district.
Yeah, you asked if we had a question about it, and I was asking a question.
I'm sorry.
You asked if we had a question? I was asking a
I'm
question.
sorry, I was mistaken. Public hearings, you can make statements. We have to listen to your statements for our consideration when we're
Okay.
further
Well.
to the agenda. So I apologize for that mistake.
All right.
Is there anybody else? There's new Georgia law, and I'm still learning the process in terms of public hearings. Good, go, Drew? Okay. All right, we're gonna move into the consent agenda. We have items 5, 6, 7 on the consent agenda. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Commissioner Murray with a motion for, we have a second. Second by Commissioner Ward. All in favor of accepting the consent agendas, item 5, 6, and 7, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. All right. We're actually gonna vote on it. It's in here. Okay. All right. So this is the fun part every year. So, the controlled chaos. Okay, moving into the regular agenda. And so, when you're making a nomination for someone, a nomination does not have to be second. We can take a motion to close nominations, second the close nomination, vote on that. If there is no challenge to a position, then they are approved by acclamation. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay. So, and then when we get to an individual seat that's being up for, their term is up, then we'll make nominations based on that particular seat if there's a challenge for that. So item 8 is consider a resolution making an appointment to the office of the judge in municipal court and approving the compensation for said position for Mr. Trey Howell III. We have a motion to approve the resolution. Commissioner Murray with a motion. We have a second. Second by Commissioner Tinsley. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. And if I end up missing a hand or call a 7-0 vote and it's not, just let me know. Item 9 is consider resolution affirming the appointment of the associate municipal court judge by municipal court judge Griffin Trey Howell III and approving the compensation for such position for Lisa R. Reeves. Commissioner Ward with a motion, Commissioner Murray, Commissioner Ward with the first, Commissioner Murray with the second. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. Item 10 is consider a resolution making appointments of the office of the municipal court solicitor and municipal court assistant solicitor, as well as approving compensation for said position. Thomas J. Eisen being the solicitor and Clayton T. Kendrick, the assistant. Commissioner Tinsley with a motion, Commissioner Murray with a second. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. Item 11 is consider a resolution to appoint staff attorney Kelsey H. Carden, assistant municipal court solicitor for code enforcement and nuisance. Commissioner Ward with a motion, Commissioner Murray with a second. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. Item 12 is consider resolution making to the office of municipal court appointment to the office of municipal court clerk and approving compensation for said position, Ms. Melissa Broad. Commissioner Murray with a motion, second by Commissioner Ward. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. Item 13 is consider resolution making appointment to the office of city attorney, approving compensation for said position for Andrew J. Whalen III. Commissioner Ward with a motion, second by Commissioner Tinsley. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. Welcome again. Well, item 14, consider resolution making appointment to the office of municipal register and approving compensation for said position, Ms. Susan Bartholomew. Commissioner Ward with a motion, Commissioner Murray with a second. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. Item 15 is consider resolution appointing Susan Bartholomew, Senior Executive Assistant to the City Manager as Assistant Secretary to the Commission. Commissioner Ward with a motion, Commissioner Murray with the second, Ward with the first, Murray with the second. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. Item 16, Commissioners to appoint one Commissioner to the Archway Executive Committee for a one-year term to expire 12/31/24 to succeed Mayor Holberg, and terms ends 12/31/23. And I'd like to continue serving in my capacity. We have motion. We have a nomination from Commissioner Murray. We have a motion from Commissioner Tinsley to close nominations. Do we have a second? Second by Commissioner Ward. All in favor of closing nominations, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. Item 17 is commissioners to appoint mayor or designee to the Griffin Spalding Chamber of Commerce as ex officio voting member for the annual term to expire 12/31/24 to succeed Mayor Holbert's, whose term expires on 12/31/23. I will continue attending those meetings. It's a mayor designee. Thank you though. Item 18, commissioners to appoint one member to the Council of Aging for a 3-year term to expire 12/31/26. The appointment is currently vacant and we have a nomination of Cassie Brooks. That's the only name in the book. I'd like to nominate Ms. Cassie Brooks for that position. And we need a motion to close on that. Cynthia Reed Ward with a motion to close. Second by Commissioner Murray. All in favor of closing nominations and Cassie Brooks being appointed, please raise your hand. 7-0. Item 19, commissioners to appoint 3 board members to the Griffin Environmental Council for 3-year term set to expire 12/31/26. And for to succeed Gib Cotton, Jason Chance, and Frank Harris. And those 3 are the only ones that have submitted nominations. We have a motion to nominate all 3 candidates. Commissioner Murray made a motion to, and then Commissioner Ward made a motion to close nominations. Commissioner Tinsley seconded the nomination to close nominations. All in favor of closing nominations for the Environmental Council, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. Okay, this is where we each get to do our own. Commissioners to appoint 7 members, mayor and 6 districts to the City Board of Ethics per Code, Code of Griffin, Chapter 2, Administration, Article 3, Officers and Employees, Condition 2, Code of Ethics. I'm going to start. I'm appointing Mr. Steve Crouch as my representative. If we can go from District 1 up to 2. Okay. Ms. Curtis. Rosa Blackburn. And Drew, all these have to live inside of those city districts. Is that correct? So all these appointments are in each of those districts. Okay, District 3. Lee Hatcher. Okay. District 4.
Pam Morris.
Pam Morris. Okay. District 5. Jerry Spoon. And District 6.
Rebecca Belson.
Rebecca Belson. You have all the Ms. Bartholomew? Good, okay. Perfect. Okay, item 21, commissioners appoint a commissioner of the Downtown Council for annual term to expire 12/31/24 to succeed Mayor Doug Holberg. The term expires 12/31/23. Is there anybody that wants to jump in on that? Or do you want me to continue in my capacity? Okay, we have a nomination for Doug Holberg. Have a motion to close nomination by Commissioner Ward, second by Commissioner Murray. All in favor to approve closing the nominations, please signal by raising your hand. This row. 7-0. Item 22, commissioners to appoint 1 member of the Griffin Spalding Airport Authority, Post 6, for a 6-year term set to expire 12/31/29 to succeed Joseph Reheiser, whose term expires 12/31/23. We have 2 names in the book, Mr. Thomas J. Barrett Jr. and Nathaniel L. Battle.
Barrett.
Okay, we've got a nomination from Tommy Barrett. Do we have any other nominations? We have a motion. We have Murray with a motion, and then closing nominations is Commissioner Tinsley. Do we have a second? Second by Commissioner Ward. All in favor of closing nominations, please signal by raise your hand. 7-0. Okay, this one is item 24. Commissioners to appoint 2 members of the Griffin Spalding County Development Authority, each for 3-year terms set to, I'm sorry. Thank you. Appoint commissioner to the Griffin Spalding County Airport for a term concurrent with his or her city commission term of office to succeed Mayor Doug Holberg, whose term expires 12/31/23. Is there anyone dying to jump into the airport authority? Well, Toom's already there. Okay. We have a motion to nominate Mayor Holberg. We've got a motion to close nominations by Commissioner Tinsley. Do we have a second? Second by Commissioner Ward. All in favor, please signal by raise your hand. 7-0. Back to number 24. Commissioners appoint 2 members of the Griffin Spalding County Development Authority, each for 3-year terms set to expire 12/31/26 to succeed Harry Curbo and Chuck Copeland, whose term expires 12/31/23, and 1 member for the joint appointment for a 3-year term set to expire 12/31/26 to succeed Brian Miller, appointed by Spalding County in 21, whose term expired in 12/31/23. And so I'd like to nominate Harry Curbo to succeed Harry Curbo's spot. Brian Miller, these are only 3 names that are in the book. Brian Miller to succeed Chuck Copeland's spot, and Jane Mann to succeed Brian Miller's joint appointment. We have a motion to close nominations by Commissioner Tinsley, second by Commissioner Murray. All in favor, please signal by raise your hand. 7-0. Then under 25, commissioners to appoint mayor designee to the Griffin Spalding Development Authority. Term expires 12/31/24 to replace Commissioner Flowers, and Commissioner McCord is agreeing to serve in that capacity. So Mr. McCord will be on the Griffin Spalding Development Authority. Thank you, Mr. McCord. Item 26, commissioners appoint 1 member of the Griffin Spalding Hospital Authority for a 4-year term set to expire 12/31/27 to succeed Cal Oxford, whose term expired 12/31/23. And the names that we have for nomination are Mr. David Clements, Mr. Harry Curbo, and Mr. Cal Oxford. Just one, we have a motion to nominate the nomination of Mr. Cal Oxford. Commissioner Ward made a motion to close nomination. Do we have a second?
Second.
Who is that? Commissioner Murray, thank you. All in favor, please signal by raise your hand. 7-0. If your hand that you're raising is higher than yours. Item 27, commissioners to appoint ex officio non-voting member to the Griffin Spalding Hospital Authority for an annual term set to expire 12/31/24 to succeed Commissioner David Brock. Is there anybody that has interest in this position? Do they basically handle?
I nominate Ms. Curtis if you want to.
So basically they handle, you're a non-voting member, but you go to all the meetings along with the county commissioner, and they approve all the money that's distributed out of the hospital authority trust. Okay. So we have a nomination for Mrs. Rose Curtis. We have a motion to close nominations by Commissioner Ward, second by Commissioner Murray. Curtis. All in favor of closing nominations, please signal by raising your hand. 4-0. All right, commissioners to appoint 2 members of the Historic Preservation Commission for a 3-year term set to expire 12/31/26 to succeed Dr. Yoshenda Jones and Mr. Drew Todd. We have names in the book of Mr. Drew Todd, Dr. Yoshenda Jones, and Cora Flowers. So I'd like to take Mr. Drew Todd first. I'd like to nominate Mr. Drew Todd, who's the chairman, to succeed himself.
I'd like to nominate Yoshenda Jones to succeed herself.
Okay, can we take one at a time? So let's do Mr. Drew Todd, so make a motion.
Hold on. No. Hold on. So we got two members up.
Yes, sir.
So if we got 2 names in there,
Mhm.
3 names in there.
Yes,
So for Drew Todd's position, any person.
correct.
So I want to nominate Yoshenda Jones for Drew Todd's position.
Okay, so we've got a nomination for Drew Todd spot and Yoshenda Jones for Drew Todd. Are there any more nominations for that position?
We have a motion to close nominations. Commissioner Murray with a motion, close nominations. Do we have a second? Commissioner Ward with a second. All right, so we're going to take those in alphabetical order for the, oh, I'm sorry, matrix. Thank you. All in favor of closing the nominations for this position, please raise your hand. 7-0. Okay, taking it in alphabetical order. All those in favor of Dr. Yoshunda Jones, please signal by raising your hand. Okay, we got Ms. Curtis and Ms. McCord, and all against, like sign. For Mr. Todd, please raise your hand. Okay, so Mr. Todd is elected on a 5-2 with Commissioner Curtis and Commissioner McCord voting for Ms. Yoshunda Jones. Now we'll take Dr. Yoshunda Jones' position. Open the floor for nomination for that position. Nominating Yoshunda Jones. Ms. McCord nominates Yoshunda Jones. Ms. Ward nominates Cora Flowers. We have a motion to close nomination. Commissioner Murray with a motion to close nominations, second by Commissioner Tinsley. All in favor of closing nominations, please signal by raise your hand. 7-0. And again, taking an alphabetical order, all in favor of Cora Flowers, please signal by raise your hand. And those for Dr. Yoshunda Jones. Okay, we have a 4-3 in favor of Cora Flowers with Mr. Wright, Mr. McCord, and Ms. Curtis voting against. Next, we have the appoint 2 members to the Griffin Housing Authority, one for the 5-year residential representative term. Griffin Housing Authority recommendation set to expire 12/31/2028 to succeed Eula Redding, whose term expires 12/31/23, and one for a 1-year term for a resident appointment set to expire on 12/31/24 to succeed Gloria Pine, whose term expired 12/31/23. And so in that category, my understanding is Miss Redding and Miss Battle are the only 2 eligible. Well, I guess Miss Pine, but is Miss Pine the only the resident? Okay, so those are eligible for the 5-year Griffin House appointment for Miss Redding's spot. We have nominations for her position. We have a motion by nomination Ms. Redding. We have a motion to close nominations by Mr. Tinsley. We have a second by Commissioner Murray. All in favor of closing nominations for the Eula Redding seat, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. And then on the resident appointment, we have a motion or nomination for that position.
Nomination for Ms. Gloria.
Okay, we have a nomination from Ms. Gloria Pine. We have a motion. Mr. Ward makes a motion to close nomination, second by Ms. Murray. All in favor of closing nominations and electing Ms. Pine, please signal by raising your hand. It's 7-0. Okay, item 30, commissioners. Okay, next one. Commissioners to appoint commissioners to the Griffin Housing Authority for an annual appointment as ex officio member for the term of 12/31/24 to succeed Commissioner Ward, whose term expires 12/31/23. Ms. Ward, you want to continue serving at the Housing? I'd like to nominate Commissioner Ward. The motion to close nominations. So moved. Commissioner Tinsley with a motion to close nominations, followed by second by Commissioner Murray. And all in favor of closing nominations for the commission board appointment. Raise your hand, please. 7-0. All right, commissioners, number 31, commissioner appoint 4 members to Griffin Main Street Advisory Board, 1 property owner downtown area for a 3-year term, succeed Ross Tabana, whose term expires 12/31/23. 1 business property owner downtown area to fill a 2-year unexpired term, 1 local architect firm business contractor to fill a 1-year unexpired term, and 1 neighborhood district resident to fulfill the 1-year unexpired term. And so the folks that we have in the book, Mr. Tabano, Mr. Moore, Ms. Kizzy Watts, and Mr. Dan Wolf. And so I'd like to nominate Mr. Ross Tabano for the property owner position, I'd like to nominate Mr. Kenneth Moore as the architect, Ms. Kitty Z. Watts as a business owner, and Mr. Dan Wolf as a resident. Move the nominations to close. So, okay, so, Mr. Ross DeBano for the 3-year term. And then. Correct. And then, yep. And then Ms. Watts for the 2-year unexpired term.
Which one is that? For Morgan Meats?
That would be, Ashley. That would be.
Oh, Ashley Martin. Okay. I thought it was 20. Right, it's 20.
And then, Morgan Meeks was the resident.
I got it. I see it.
Okay. So we have is that clarified enough? Okay, so we have a motion to close nominations from Commissioner Tinsley. We have a second.
Second.
Commissioner Ward with a second. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. It's 7-0. I'm going to continue serving as Cassidy as on that board as well for item 32. Item 33, appoint 2 members, employee participant, and retiree participant to the City Pension Committee for 1-year terms set to expire 12/31/24. Ms. Susan Bartholomew, employee Teresa Watson as retiree. Do we have a motion to, or do we have a nomination of those 2? Ms. Ward with a nomination. Do we have those nominations? Mr. Tinsley with a motion to close. Second by Commissioner Murray. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. Item 34, commissioners appoint members to the Planning and Zoning Board for 2 district representatives, one for the 3-year term for the District 5 to succeed Karsha Hall, whose term expires 12/31/23, to be appointed by District 5 Commissioner Truman Tinsley, and one for a 3-year term to the at-large seat to succeed Neil Baldwin, whose term expires 12/31/23, to be appointed by Mayor Doug. So Commissioner Tinsley. Retired General Bill Philman. Okay. General Philman for the P and Z Board, and I'm going to reappoint Neil Baldwin to the P and Z Board as well. Moving to item 35, commissioners appoint city law enforcement member to the Spalding County Collaborative Authority for Families and Children. The city law enforcement member will serve for a 1-year term set to expire 12/31/24. It's my understanding Captain Jett is who you staff's recommendation. But we have a recommendation from staff as Captain Daniel Jett. We have a nomination for that position. Commissioner Ward with the nomination. Commissioner Tinsley to close. Second by Commissioner Murray. All in favor of closing nominations, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. Item 36 is appoint Commissioner Liaison to the Spalding County Collaborative Authority for a 1-year term to succeed Commissioner Flowers, whose term expires 12/31/23. And I'd like to nominate Ms. Rose Curtis. Move nomination to close. Mr. McCord made a motion to close, second by Commissioner Tinsley. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. Congratulations, Ms. Curtis. Item 30, commissioners to appoint 1 citizen non-public member to the 3 Rivers Regional Commission Board of Directors for a 1-year term set to expire 12/31/24 to succeed David Johnson, whose term expires 12/31/23. And this is a position that we rotate back and forth between the county. So we've got Brandon Hammond, Mr. David Johnson, and Ms. Sharon King. So I'd like to nominate David Johnson for that to succeed himself.
I nominate Sharon King.
Okay, so we've got Sharon King. Are there any other nominations? The motion to close nominations. Mr. Ward with a closed nomination, second by Commissioner Murray. In order to take that, in alphabetical order, all those in favor. Is that halftime? What's the score?
All right, all those in favor of David Johnson, please signal by raising your hand. And all those in favor of Miss Sharon King, please raise your hand. Who are you, Ms. Curtis?
David Johnson.
David Johnson. So 6-1 with McCord voting for Sharon King. Item 38, consider appointments to the Three Rivers Area Agency on Aging Advisory Council for 2 3-year terms set to expire 12/31/26 to succeed Ninachka Freeman and Bonnie Frogner, whose terms expired 12/31/23. We have 2 nominations, Miss Bonnie Frogner and Mrs. Janie Clark. Okay.
Did Ms. Freeman put her name in?
She did not.
So it's
Bonnie Frogner and Janie Clark. Okay, we have a motion for Bonnie Frogner and a motion for Janie
Nomination
Clark.
to close.
We have a motion to close nomination by Commissioner Tinsley, second by Murray. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. Item 39 is appoint 2 at-large members of the Griffin Spalding Area Transportation Committee for annual terms set to expire 12/31. Succeed Kirby Sisk and Bruce Reed, whose terms expired 12/31/23 along with the city, and we'll get to the city in just a minute. So let's get these 2, Jason. So for Kirby Sisk and Bruce Reed, we have 2 names in the book, Mr. Jason Chance and Mr. Clyde McCarthy. If we get a nomination,
So those are the only 2.
the only 2, yes, sir. Mhm. Okay, Ms. Ward made a motion or nomination of Jason Chance and Clyde McCarthy.
Make a motion that nomination is closed.
Mr. McCord made a motion to close nominations, second by Commissioner Murray. So all in favor of closing nominations for the citizen appointments, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. Okay, department head appointment ex officio. So we've got we need to appoint Miss Marisa Eller from Public Works. Is that correct? Okay.
Marissa.
I'm sorry, Marissa. Thank you. The fire department appointment is staff regulation.
Hold on.
No, I'm on the top.
39.
I'm still on 39. You're fine. Push me far. Okay, so for Public Works, we have Mrs. Eller. For fire department appointment, recommendations, Michael Thompson. Is that correct?
Do we have to?
Oh, you want Chief Hamilton? Okay. And then for the police department, you want Captain Jones. Okay. So we need a nomination for Miss Eller, Chief Hamilton, and Captain Jones. Yeah, so they're ex officio positions.
Close nominations.
Okay. The nomination for those 3 from Ms. Ward, we have a motion to close nominations from Mr. Tinsley, second by Ms. Murray. All in favor of closing nominations, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. Item 40 is to appoint 2 commissioners to the Griffin Spalding Transportation Committee for annual terms to expire 12/31 to succeed Truman Tinsley and David Brock. And this normally meets every other month, the 3rd Wednesday of the month at 1:30. So Commissioner Tinsley and Mr. Brad, would you be interested in that position? So I'd like to nominate Commissioner Tinsley and Mr. Brad Wright for the Transportation Committee. We have a motion to close nomination by Murray. We have a second. Second by Ward. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. You'll a little bit. You probably be chairman. You chairman. All right. 41, commissioners to appoint mayor only to annual position of workforce investment as she selected officer. So that's by position. Item 42. Consider the minutes of the City Griffin Board of Commissioners. Okay, so we're done with all of our appointments. Congratulations. Okay. Item 42, consider the minutes of the City of Griffin Board of Commissioners called workshop meeting. Commissioner Holberg, Ward, Tinsley, McCord, and Murray were present. Flowers and Brock were absent. We have a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Commissioner Murray with a motion, second by Tinsley. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. And we have two abstentions. So y'all need to abstain from the minutes.
Oh, he was out there.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
you can't vote. Okay. So 5-0-2 with Curtis and
I
Wright
appreciate that.
abstaining. Item 43 is consider the minutes of the City of Griffin Board of Commissioners regular meeting on December 12, 23. Holberg, Ward, Murray, Tinsley, Brock, and Powers were present. McCord was absent. The motion to approve. So moved. Mr. Tinsley with a motion, second by Ms. Murray. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. McCord, you need to
Oh, I
abstain.
went here. I'm sorry.
So 4-0-3 is the vote with Curtis, Wright, and McCord abstaining. Item 44, consider a contract with McElroy Inc. Best responsive quote in the amount of $37,750 to replace TPO roof, clean out existing debris and demo and replace all interior existing drywall on the rooftop storage building located on the third floor of the One Griffin Center. Commissioner Murray with a motion, second by Ward. Yes. You may. Take care of it. Okay. All right. Motion is second. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. Item 44 is consider a task order form with Hazen and Sawyer under a master service agreement for a budget increase of construction management services for the Heads Creek Dam rehabilitation project in the amount of $520,000. If we get a motion in a second, and I want to ask a question. Ms. Ward with a motion, second by Murray. Is this the last of that, Mr. Lewis? Or is that our kind of our settlement on this, or how is? You got breached again?
So,
Yep.
well, the good news is the work that we did today is holding. And it looks like the level it's 1 inch away from overtopping the new spillway structure. So maybe that won't add to our problems that are out there, but this is money for our engineer to continue management of the project and providing engineer services until completion of the project. May not cost this much, but it's a budgetary increase. Due to project delays that have been ongoing, they ran out of time. Budget for projects.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you, sir. We have a motion from Ward, second by Murray, to approve the task order. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. And the newbies get to spend lots of money first. Item 46, consider engaging FS Scarborough Industrial Best Responsive Quote to provide service in the amount of $42,904 for electrical improvements to the Shoal Creek wastewater treatment plant and amend the budget accordingly. Commissioner Murray with motion, second by Commissioner Ward. Any questions or comments? All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. Item 47 is consider a resolution expanding the downtown development authority boundaries to include the parcels from the state's opportunity zone. So moved. Mr. Tinsley, the motion, second by Ward. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. Thank you, DDA team.
Yeah.
Item 48, consider retroactively the Schedule E tax and fee administrative service and fees to the master service agreement with Hinderlitter, the Yamas and Associates. Ms. Ward with a motion. You have a second, Mr. McCord?
I say
Mr. McCord, you have a second?
second.
Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Murray. The motion for Ward, second by Murray. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. Item 49, consider resolution amending the contract of City Manager Jessica Watley of Connors. We have a motion to approve.
We don't have any other names in the vote.
Murray. With a motion, second by Commissioner Ward for the resolution amending the contract. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. Mr. Ford, were you up? Okay, anybody against? Okay, so with 5-2 with Ms. Curtis and Mr. Wright voting against. Item 50, consider amending the elected officials' travel and training policy to align with the commissioner's travel meals reimbursement amount to the city employees reimbursement amounts as stated in the city of Griffin personnel policy. Commissioner Ward with a motion, second by Commissioner Murray. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. And item 51, commissioners to select an ethics board consisting of 3 of the 7 appointments for consideration of the ethics complaint filed against City Manager Jessica W. O'Connor by Tina Marie Marsden on December 29, 23. Commissioner also needs to authorize retention and independent legal counsel to represent the ethics board in this matter. So I will be drawing those just a minute, but do we have a motion to approve, authorize retention of the independent legal counsel? So Commissioner McCord with a motion, second by Commissioner Tinsley. All in favor of this process beginning, please signal by raising your hand. We have 7-0. Okay. So got 7 names that were put in today. So I'm going to draw one at a time. Hatcher District 3. It says Hatcher, but Hanser. Okay, Lee. Okay. Copeland District 1. Which is this Powerball instead. In Morris District 4. So we've got Morris, Copeland, and Hatcher. All right, and that's our agenda for tonight. So city manager report.
Can tell from the whoa, I'm loud. You can tell from the nomination that was read that it is certainly a well-deserved honor for Ms. Gallman. Also, it is National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. January 9th is, and so I'd like to take a minute to just thank those that are here with us in law enforcement. They have a really, really tough job, and the last couple of weeks has been immensely so. Attending the funeral of a fallen deputy is not something I ever want to do again. But they handle their selves with grace and poise most every day, even though they're put in difficult situations. And so I'm very, very thankful for them. You've already heard a couple times that the weather today has wreaked havoc throughout the city. Some flooding on some certain roads. Stormwater has done a great job trying to get out there and get stuff cleaned as soon as they can. Damage to our building here. The dam, we had to close down some roads in the county because of that. But all in all, when I went into systems operations this morning at 7 o'clock, we had 4 outages and that's all we had the entire day. That's pretty impressive. So a good job to everybody there. We did postpone garbage collection today because when they would have gone out at 7:30, way too dangerous for them to be doing that. Had they tried to go out midday, they wouldn't have finished their route before dark. It was just better to go ahead and call it, let them come home. So if you are a Tuesday, you'll now be a Wednesday, Thursday will now be collected on Friday. Also great news. We have been awarded 2 different projects, one of which I haven't mentioned to you at all. The Green Infrastructure Center, which is supported by the Georgia Forestry Commission, has awarded us technical support to help us map and manage our urban and community forests. And I'm not sure, what is that up to, Ms. Eller? Do we know? Up to $10,000 to help us decide how to put some of this canopy back that we lost in last year's tornado.
Yeah.
So that is a really good thing that we were not expecting. Also, most of you should know that we have been awarded the low-income housing tax credit project for the Griffin Daily News site. You're looking at about 60 plus affordable housing units going right there in downtown. That'll be a huge boom to that side of East Solomon Street. We're very excited to get that property cleaned up and get that project started. And then also I haven't forgotten, and this weather certainly wasn't gonna let me forget that January 12th, 2023 will be a day that will live in infamy for the city of Griffin. And so January 12th, 2024, we're going to remember that with a first responder breakfast. First responders are not just police and fire, but all of you that helped with that are welcome on behalf of Brightmore, sponsoring that event at the Kiwanis Center from 7 to 9 Friday morning on the 12th. And then at 10 o'clock, there will actually be a formal program given by the city, the county, the school system, community partners that participated, and updates. So I hope that you will come join us. The community is welcome at 10 at the Kiwanis building. Also, please don't forget that in 2 weeks, you have your annual all day long event with us and staff, annual goals workshop. That will be at Idlewild Event Center in Villa. It starts, I hope, promptly at 8:30. It is a full day. I'm January 23rd, 2 weeks from today, same fourth Tuesday of the month, just all day rather than 9 to whatever. So 8:30 at I can't say that word, Idlewild. Thank you. Same place we've been going, one day. The 23rd.
Where is it going?
Oh my gosh. January 23rd, starting at 8:30 at that event center in Villa. Okay,
That's on 23rd.
January 23rd. And you have a meeting that night,
All day.
just like every year. Fourth Tuesday, annual goals workshop, 8:30. Villa Event Center called whatever. Thank you. Okay. We also have Cities United that weekend. So some of you are going up to Atlanta Thursday. I think Commissioner Curtis and Commissioner Wright are going to get some training in. We will be there for the weekend. The MEAG dinner is Sunday night, and then the breakfast with our legislative delegation. The governor, lieutenant governor normally are there. That's a good time to talk to them about issues that we may have. So if you have not registered for the MEAG dinner, please make sure you do so, or for the breakfast. If you need help, get with me and I'm happy to help you there. One of the things that we will be mentioning is actually the airport. The mayor and I will be headed to the Capitol on January 17th at 2 to meet with the lieutenant governor, our legislative local delegation, amongst others, to let them know we got to have some money. We need some economic development money from the state to help fund this airport here in our community. And then also, I look forward to working with all of you for the next year. So thank you very much. That's it. Yes, ma'am.
But I saw Facebook where City Park had flooded.
Oh,
Was that so?
was that so? Yes, I'm saying, yes.
So, yeah, if there are any damages. We only have the golf course.
Correct.
The rest of that belongs to town.
Yes, ma'am. That's
Thank you
it.
so much.
You're welcome.
Mr. Whalen, what year is this? This is years 50, 40,
1982.
82?
41.
Yeah, we had 1 year when Mr. Flett was.
I appreciate y'all show of confidence in me, working with y'all for the next 2 years. And also, I'm looking forward to us having a great year this year. I think it's starting off well.
We're good. So I'll put Ms. Curtis on the hot seat first. So I'm gonna swing it over here to the right side to Mr. McCord and put him.
I just want to, again, thank everyone for coming out to participate, in our meeting and exercising your rights to voice your opinions, and it's always welcome. I like to, as always, encourage all citizens, to take the opportunity to, sign up for Citizens Government Academy. So you have a real good understanding or a better understanding of how, city government, operates. And I want to welcome Commissioner Curtis and Commissioner Wright. January 1994, 30 years ago, I started on the city commission. So that's more than half of my life. So I wish you a speedy and happy 30 years of doing the same. So I look forward to working with you guys and lady. And hopefully we can get some things done. Thank you.
Mr. Wright.
I just want to thank everybody for coming and bear with me while I'm learning.
Thank you. Commissioner Ward. Commissioner Curtis.
I just want to thank everybody for coming, I'm a work in progress. I'm here for the citizen. I plan to help work across the board to get things done throughout the city and in my district. I'm commissioner for District 2, and this has been exciting and new. But I plan to roll my sleeves up and work for each and every one. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Murray.
Just congratulations to you. Welcome on board. Congratulations to all the board appointments. Good to see everybody. Happy New Year and ready to work too. So congratulations, Jessica, Drew,
Thank
everyone.
Wonderful. Commissioner Tinsley. Brad, you and Rose, congratulations on the election and board appointment. Wonderful. So to respond to some of the comments this evening, Dr. Yashana Jones says that they have called me, texted me in regards to the $5,200 utility bill. All of you know me, that if I get a phone call, if I get a text, I'm going to dig into it. And so that is a complete outright misstatement. No one has called me about that $5,200 bill. I have an open door policy, so if anybody ever wants to talk to me about an issue or problem, I'll be more than glad to work with you. I want to welcome Ms. Guider. We had her presence when we had the rezoning issue for Coldwater Phase 3. So it's so good to see you come back and join us. Welcome. Also, again, to our law enforcement personnel, God bless you for everything you do every day. We appreciate you and we're here to support you. The ceremony for Deputy Mark McIntyre was unbelievable, and want to thank our city staff and personnel. We received a thank you note from Chairman Davis, thanking our city, our departments, and our citizens for showing their love and support in this tragic event. On January 12th, 1 year ago, when Griffin stopped turning as the world stopped turning in 9/11, I just want to tell our city staff and personnel, y'all have been amazing this past year. I've been never more proud of a group of individuals and a team that has worked diligently for the greater good. But everybody, every single department made it happen. And so thank you. So this Friday, when we reflect on the anniversary, just know that we appreciate everything you've done for us. Wow. And so beginning year 21, it's exciting. Thank you so much. Yeah.
I have met with Commissioner Curtis and Brad last week, so we already have welcome. I think, but I wanted to congratulate or thank our new police chief.
Thank you. I forgot that.
Sit back down, back down.
Congratulations and welcome. Wonderful. And we did have our Archway kickoff meeting this kind of a reorganization this week with our 5 steering committees. So want to strongly encourage every board member and every concerned citizen to pick one of those 5 pillars to get plugged in and involved as we continue to work forward on that. Well, I wrote 7:27. I'm a little late, but we did great tonight. Proud of our team, and look forward to a great week. And Dr. King Parade is this Saturday, Monday.
Oh, Monday at 2.
2 or 2:30. So you can get registered if you want to participate through the chamber webpage. And Ms. Brown, is she handling?
Yes, Cheryl Brown with our
Cheryl
police
Brown.
department is with the empowerment group. I can't remember the exact name, and she is handling that.
All right. Thank you.
Martin
We have a
Luther King
motion to
Junior
adjourn. Ms. Ford, motion with a second. Second by Commissioner Murray. All in favor, please leave.